Hello, everybody. This is me, Martel. I just want to say something. Actually, I want to make a powerful video. I don't know how to come about this without coming off any kind of way, and this I will come off the closet and say this will be a ignorant slash xenophobe kind of video. Not intentionally, but I want to make a point. Um, so I remember a couple of my audience before my original Reddit got destroyed as Martel Cool under the new name Team Martel Clout and all that. And I came to Asian identity again. Just want to say, I miss these kind of videos, these follow up videos, and I'd rather just do in person video this time around. Said voiceovers and all that. What I really want to say about how what got me introduced to Asian community was ironically back like nearly 10 years ago in 2016 and 17. That's my new iPhone right here, iPhone SE. I'm going to be iPhone 13 mini and all that. I'm still getting the hang of this stuff. But anyways, that's not important. What's important is what got me introduced to Asian community was back in 2016 when I was only like 26 years old. Ironically, it was, I had worked at an Asian restaurant, Asian fusion restaurant that said hibachi, and a lot of Chinese food, Japanese food, and all that, which I was a dishwasher at the time. It was pretty profound, and they changed workers and fired everybody as American, including myself. I was mad when they fired me, so that's coming off on a negative note right there. No disrespect. On his contrary, though, yeah, let's say his name is say Jack, which that's part true. You know what I'm saying? His part of that name is true, Jack or Jackie. It's an interesting guy. Like he was a taller Asian dude and all that. I remember, I guess he saw me. I was going home, walking home from work and all that, because I live across the bridge or so. That's how sure it was. And he took me home one time. We had an interesting conversation about. I admit that I was actually ashamed to even admit this man. He was Asian, dude, no disrespect. About I live in low income disability projects and all that, But he told me to share something pretty profound with me that he also had. He once had himself had lived in the hood, basically hear gunshots. I think he was either from Chicago or Detroit. So, oh snap! I did not notice that. Cause I was ashamed to even admit. Well, I didn't want this man. No disrespect. I didn't want this people to judge me. Cause I'm already, being black in America, you always get judged and labeled and all that, And I did say he did come off kind of xenophobic and prejudice and ignorance. I did admit that. Then I guess he quit and took it to somebody else. Then they fired me like right after, like a few months. I was working there for almost like less than 6 months or so. At this particular time, that's the start of it. And I've been also got referred to Asian identity community too. As my original account, Smart Teleco, before it got suspended, I was also a lot of anti white male Asian female relationships, WLC relationships. I was blown away what these golden dudes would tell me even back then, like about white worship and all that. And I made out my ignorance. I'm explaining this video about swirling goes wrong. When I say this in the video too, that how a lot of black women, white men be dating each other and all that. Swirling goes wrong when a white guy snap on a black woman, end up deleting a lot of black women. No disrespect to feminist groups. I'm not being sexist or anything. That being said, I don't want to get attacked by feminist groups just because I'm trying to make a point here, but it's for what it is. And there was shock when I share my stories, how black men get publicized in the media as criminals, scumbags, degenerates, savages. No disrespect, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect to my own. I'm just saying for what it is too, you know what I'm saying? And they was pretty shocked about that too. So we actually had come to agreement, like in this particular room before I came to the Asian identity community and all that. Just want to say. And I was baffled how the way your people treat, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect, call me xenophobe, call me ignorant, I give you that, you know what I'm saying? I was baffled by your journeys too, what you were telling me. And I meant a lot of it when I was looking at the videos I did about why Asian men are jealous of white men and Asian female relationship. I admit I was ignorant when making that video. And now I'm learning my lesson now, I haven't done these kind of videos too in a long time because a lot of it I didn't want to actually come off on no accidental xenophobe or ignorant kind of tip. But I realize that's just human nature sometimes, so you live and you learn. Like Sonic the Hedgehog, you live and you learn. I love Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 and all that, I guess what I'm trying to get at is like, I did say it's an interesting few golden gentlemen about this too. It's like about how I'm making this video right here that I'm actually jealous of y'all in a good way. I'm jealous that you have healthy boundaries. I'm gonna say this in the video, which is gonna be controversial here, and that is dealing with toxic family members, backstabbers, drama starters. I'm not trying to come off intentionally negative. You know what I'm saying? Just saying for what it is. And growing up with negative, toxic black families outside my parents, rest in peace to my mom and dad. I know today is Happy Mother's Day and all that. And the reason I had to make a video about this too, I did not have healthy concepts or boundaries outside my parents, so outside a few good ones on my family, what a family concept supposed to look like. I've been betrayed, backstabbed, scammed by my own people, you know what I'm saying? So call for what it is, And I was looking back so many comments, like years and years, just reading all these comments, like how Asian community are very strong, collectively. I learned about individualism versus collectivism and all that. And boy, it's been such a my time waster too, just read about that, like, wow. You gotta forgive my ignorance. I say this many times too. Like, I live alone with a disability, so I do kind of, I'm thinking like an individualist. And I do kind of recognize, there's power in numbers and all that, you know what I'm saying? And I just got me a haircut a couple days ago. My hair's falling out, and I'm getting ready to shave. I'm getting old and all that. I'm gonna be 36 in November. I realized it was a learning process being in the Asian identity community and all that. Like, it was actually a lot of growing up. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize I was growing up with y'all. I'm just learning. I'm kind of a bit of a weird, slow learner and all that, with a disability and all that. I guess I'll say the reason I say I'm jealous of the Asian community about this, because y'all have healthy boundaries, relationships, despite the white man Asian family relationship. I ain't talking about that, but I'm talking like collectively. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was learning about that too. Like, wow, they kind of powerful. You know what I'm saying? And I mean powerful, like they organize like a well-oiled machine. And my bad, and my apology to the Asian community if you took this the wrong way in any kind of form, and I apologize if I misconceive, or misunderstand you. I'm trying my best, so I say many times, I'm not Asian. I'm no disrespect to any Asian groups or people of color groups or anything. I'm not what I'm trying to say, I'm not a person of color, like, say, ideology wise, so I don't know what y'all go through. I don't know what your battles. I don't know what Asian go through. I don't know what Latinos go through. I don't know what whites go through. I don't know. I had to be real. Sometimes I don't even know my own people to go through. You know what I'm saying? And it took me a learning, painful lesson about that for almost, besides my own journeys, like 20 years dealing with, racism, police brutality, racial profiling, and I speak that from personal experience, forced anger management, forced therapy, and all that. So when I say I'm jealous, I'm jealous because in a sense, like, you have healthy concepts, how communication wise is healthy. You know what I'm saying? I did not know y'all could be civil about it, respectfully agree to disagree. And I know there's a lot to take in making this video, even for me, and I kind of admit that too. Making this video, excuse me, my throat hurt. I apologize, y'all. Turd on a stick. Sorry. Yeah. So that being said, besides jealousy, it's like, if I had to say anything to the Asian community, please don't let the media and social media destroy y'all. Like they destroy black people and all that, and other races and communities and such. Which is ironic. I talked to a guy from Africa. Well, culturally, I have to say respectfully. I ain't gonna put his business up. He been respectful. We're talking about how a lot of American views, let's say divorce, high divorce rate, broken families. I did not know that has affected in parts of Africa, parts of the Middle East, or anything. Even I was baffled. I said, "Oh my, you gotta forgive my ignorance." You know what I'm saying? You gotta forgive my xenophobia. You know what I'm saying? And I'm learning this too in real time. Like, ooh, that's kind of bad. I did not know a lot about these things. I'm glad to have a great audience as y'all. It's Mark to the cool. You know what I'm saying? So what I'll try to get out from this video, I wish I have a healthy family. But I know that's not real. I wish I have healthy concepts of family. I know that's not real either. Outside a seldom view, I'm not putting people down. I'm not bad mouthing anybody. I'm just saying from personal experience. Take it how you want to take it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have healthy communities and cultures where y'all have something I was realizing this too in the Asian community. Y'all have something to fight for. You know what I'm saying? That's when I was jealous of that part. Saying, what am I fighting for? You know what I'm saying? Other than besides just myself, and I know some kind of. Oh, you sound like an individualist, Bartel. You need to think with other people. You need to think for other people. What happens if those so-called other people betray you and turn their backs on you? You know what I'm saying? I guess for them, I have to be real that it is kind of selfish. I kind of have to admit that too. You know what I'm saying? That being said, it's been a long time since I've done this video, and I'm getting ready to get out of here. I gotta get ready for bed, hop in the shower, and I'm going to bed later.